drop those in the chat because you are in for a treat this evening. We have some information that is literally uh, life changing. So, as you are coming on the line, we want to begin to welcome you to tonight's BYOB Market Talks. And listen to me, those of you who are guests, it is very important that you come into this atmosphere with the right mind, the right heart. So, you want to participate in everything that I'm encouraging you to do tonight. Even if right now you may not have a clear understanding, but you want to announce yourself, put it in the chat. I am a BYB master trader. I am anointed for wealth. I am the signal. All my trades in the profit, and identify what city you're calling in from. We're going to be getting started here in about 1 minute. So once again, I am absolutely excited to be able to greet you this evening on behalf of our amazing BYB family. And for guests, I want you to understand and realize that this call was designed specifically for you. This is our BYB Market Talks. And this call is designed to help you understand how to take advantage of the tools that this premier platform offers you, as well as understanding how to listen to what the market is saying and understanding that an educated trader is a profitable trader. And when you understand that, then you're going to always find yourself in a position to ride the wave of the market. And you are now in a position where you're economically unbothered because our vision is clear. Our purpose is set. 2 million families financially educated and impacted. And it all begins with you making that decision to say yes to yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, if you are just joining us this evening, identify yourself. Let us know where you are calling in from. Put it in the chat. Participate in your personal elevation tonight by acknowledging the fact that I am a BYB master trader. All my trades end in profit. I am the signal. I am anointed for wealth. And anything else you want to add to that, be very clear, definitive, and direct, because there's a verse of scripture that says in Proverbs 18:21, there's death and life in the power of the tongue. So we want you to use your creative voice, your creative energy to create an atmosphere of wealth, an atmosphere of peace. And it all starts with you making that declaration. It all starts with you making that declaration. So once again, we are excited to have you this evening. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get started. Once again, the individual that I'm about to introduce to you is literally changing the entire globe. And how do I know that? Because many of you have had the opportunity to participate as of yesterday in what we call our international holiday, the BYB Cash Out Day, which happens to be the birthday of an individual who now is going to guide and direct us to the path of financial wherewithal and understanding this evening. This individual has 100% of the information of what it takes to be successful. She's a retired major from the United States Army, MBA recipient, licensed financial advisor, or licensed realtor. We affectionately refer to her as the trade whisperer, the creator of the BYB Cash Out strategy, and simply helping people put themselves and their family on the other side of money, and being able to coin the term that we're excited about to be able to share with you for those who are our guests, and what we say, economically unbothered. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn the call over to our coach and mentor for this evening, none other than the trade whisperer herself, Miss Tasha M. Dyer. Miss Dyer, are you on the line?
Absolutely, absolutely, I am. And ladies and gentlemen, let me officially welcome you. Let me welcome you to BYOB Market Talks. Let me officially welcome you this evening. I am excited to be here. Let me thank you for all the love that I received on my birthday yesterday. So just thank you so much for every single thing that you guys shared, the love that was expressed, but I'm even more excited for what happened with your trade account. I'm more excited for exactly what happened with you. And also, let me just go ahead and help you understand who you had the opportunity to hear from. Because tonight, what we're doing, you see, yesterday, was BYOB is just International Cash Out Day, right? That's what yesterday was. And so as we begin to dive in, as we embark to get ready for another year, I really want you to understand the power and the magnitude of you being able to hear from our visionary. Yes, that's our visionary that you just heard from. So if we did not have a visionary, right, understanding that, we would not have a BYOB movement. And I want you to understand the power behind that. And I also want you to understand that he is the spokesperson for one of our tools, which is the premier tool within the academy. So let me show you something, because I want you to understand, I appreciate the love. I thank each and every last one of you all. But I definitely, just for one moment, I want to just make sure you understand the power and the magnitude of who you just had the opportunity to hear from, and why what we're talking about tonight is so important, why what we're diving into, because we have some information to share with you, and why you most definitely want to be a part of the movement, because 2 million families around the globe, lives are being changed. This is the largest economic empowerment movement in the history of mankind. And so worldwide, this is what we are. But let me, just because of his expertise and background, let me just go ahead. I definitely want to share this with you. Now, he is the spokesperson for the tool that we utilize all the time, the vibrata. He is the spokesperson. And so I'm going to play this so you guys can understand who you just heard from, but also, right, you can understand who you just heard from, but also understand the power behind the tool that you actually have access to. Let's try to.
Folks, I'm just absolutely amazed to know that I'm a part of an organization looking to empower and impact lives across the globe. I've been in this space for over 20 years, commercial banking, lending, and when I look at the web analyzer in comparison to what the big banks of the world utilize, that web analyzer is equivalent, far exceeds the expectation that I was anticipating after having that experience on the investment market. So folks, for those of you who don't understand the magnitude of what you have your hands on, I encourage you, I challenge you to take a deeper dive and realize that literally you have in your own hands the power to become your own bank and allow us to be your partner to empower you economically, financially, and leave a true legacy.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, wow, wow, wow. So now you understand the power behind what we're saying and the power. And so he's already welcomed many of you all, asking you to drop it in the chat, asking you to make sure you have that. But I see Nairobi, I see London, I see Columbus, I see Georgia, I see Florida, I see Minnesota. You know, I just want you guys to understand the power of the reach, right? The power of the stretch of this movement, the power of the impact. This is BYOB worldwide. That is what this is. And I want each and every last one of you all to really grasp and understand the power behind that. So as we dive in this evening, you know, I just need to know who is on the call. We did our affirmations, our visionary went over that, but understand, and I need this in your mind right now as we dive in. I need it in your mind. I am an educated BYOB master trader anointed for wealth. And I see so many of you all add to it. You add to it, but do not ever take away from it. It's definitely okay to add to. You just do not want to take away from it. And that is ultimately so important. And these affirmations, the mindset, the skill set is why, because we're creating a certain energy. We're speaking into the existence what we want to manifest in our lives, because we already know who the great I am is. And so when we call on the great I am, we want to make sure that we're speaking what we want to manifest into our lives. And that is why this is so important. So if this is your first time on this particular call, this is your first time here with us this evening, let me get a 111 in the chat. And if you are still learning how to cash out, let me get a 222. So let me get a 111 in the chat. And also let me get a 222. And so while you do that, I'm going to change my screen share, okay? Definitely going to do that because we have some information for you all this evening. but I also want to kind of just let you know exactly, you know, how these calls work and how they're set up. So each and every last one of you all can understand in its totality how these calls work. So now these calls, the calls that you're on in the mornings, okay, in the mornings, we have what is called BYOB profit calls, okay, our BYOB profit calls. Now, on the profit calls, at the 5 a.m. call is where I do analysis, where we do setups, where we actually walk through the understanding from the educational perspective that we receive in the evenings, where we're able to take that and implement that. All right. And then, of course, at 9 a.m., it is an indice focused call. That is an indice focused call. And we actually have our queen of the indices who hosts that call for us. And then here in the evenings, okay, in the evenings, on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have what's called BYOB Basics with our master, with our PIP master. And then, of course, on Wednesday, we have our trading diva, our HFX sniper, who is doing our BYOB cash out HFX simplified. And tonight at 9 p.m., you're here with me, and we're definitely doing a tools analysis, helping you all understand your market. And this is what we're doing on these calls. Now, so let me officially welcome you. And so now tonight, as we dive in, as we dive in this evening, now, I want you to understand, because this is a worldwide movement and we're having worldwide impact. And so tonight, as we begin this call, before we dive into the training, I want to really, just want to help you guys understand what we're going to talk about right now is our BYOB Movement Rewards Program. And now these are member benefits. So I definitely want to make sure I make it clear for understanding purposes that you must be directly enrolled with us. You must be directly enrolled with the BYOB movement in order to participate, because yes, we're making sure individuals around the world are globally impacted, financially educated, impacted. However, there are benefits and there are rewards to having direct membership. These are your member benefits. All right. So also, as we dive into this, let's talk about it, because today is day one. Today is day one. As we ramp up for another year, today is your day one. So we had our international, and we've had people hitting those $100 days. We've been celebrating. And when we talk about education, we want to emphasize that we are here for your education. We want to emphasize that we are here for you. Like, this is really for your education and for you to be sure that you are properly understanding this market. You are properly understanding the skill set. So let's talk about what's to be offered and what you're going to receive. So now we've been talking about $100 days, but now let's actually talk about your pips or your points, okay? Definitely want to talk about your pips or your points. And so, as we do this, okay, you want to understand that what we're doing is we're talking about you trading in separate accounts. We want to make sure that, so these are not together, these are not in combination. And we talk about making sure you understand your Forex is pips and your indices are points. And so you can get in a 600 club, but it's going to be pips or points. Okay. It's pips or points. So now what we're doing is going to be for a month, a 30-day time frame. Okay. So when we say a month, it could be the 1st to the 1st, but everybody enrolls and everyone receives at different time frames. And so because we are educational based, I'm not looking for the dollar amount. So yeah, but what we do know is if it is 600 points, we know that's a minimum of $600, right? We know for a fact that is a minimum of $600. And so we want this in your live account, okay? Your live account. And what you're going to receive is an airfare and a 2-night hotel stay for 2 individuals, for 2 people. That's what you're actually going to receive. So 600 PIP club or 600 point club. And just for you guys to see, this is what that voucher is going to look like. So you see that you're going to receive a voucher. and it's a two round trip airfare and a 2 nights hotel accommodations for 2 people. Now you can definitely see you're going, now with these, I want you to understand, and I'm gonna talk this, but I'm gonna reemphasize it, but you have 30 days to redeem it. You have 30 days to redeem it. But then also it's 24 months to complete your travel. So you redeem it in 30 days, and then it's 24 months to complete your travel. And so this is the voucher that you're actually going to receive for just obtaining and becoming a part of that club, that 600 club. Now, if in the same time frame you actually obtain 1,000 pips or 1,000 pip or 1,000 point club, right? So this same 30-day time frame, live account, you're going to receive a 4-night Mexico resort getaway. That's actually what you're going to receive. All right. And this is actually a copy of that voucher. This is the voucher compliments of BYOB. That's what you're actually going to receive. Now, you can see on here, it actually lets you know what properties you're going to be staying at. There are 6 different locations, 4 to 5-star luxury beach destinations. And this is just to reward you for you having that whole transformation. This is the year of transformation. Okay. This is the year of transformation. And so this is to reward you for taking yourself seriously. This is to reward you for you saying, you know what? You know what? This is it. You know what? This is the reality. This is to reward you for you making a decision to put you and your family on the other side of money. Because what we always tell you is chase the skill set and the money will come. If you chase the skill set, the money will come. So this is definitely what we're talking about right now. Chase the skill set. So you notice that, yes, we've been celebrating $100 days, but right now we want you understanding, because if you can do that, that means that there is some significant skill set development. You say you're packing now. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go get it. Let's go. And then now, for everyone who makes the decision to become their own bank, for everyone who makes the decision with a new enrollment, a new BYOB member enrollment, what's going to happen is that person, because we know that people are looking for opportunities. You're looking for opportunities to say, you know what? I want to make a shift and I want to make a change. And because you decided to put yourself first, you decided to put your family first, you decided that you matter. We're going to just dinner on BYOB, right? Dinner on BYOB. So for every new enrollment, after 10 days of enrollment, at the 10-day mark, you're that person who enrolls. While they're in that educational phase, they're going to receive a $200 restaurant certificate. That's actually what they're going to receive. So guess what? These are the member benefits. You're going to receive that. So dinner on Be Your Own Bank. And this is just a copy of that actual certificate. And you see what you're going to receive. So we don't want you to go out and try to eat, $200 in one space, one location. No. We don't want you to do that. What we want you to do is enjoy it. And so, we want health and wealth, right? We want health and wealth. So you get 8 $25 off certificates for restaurant cash vouchers. That's what you're going to receive. So, you're definitely going to receive that. And look, there are 18,000 restaurants that participate nationwide. So it's just many options. And it's just, hey, dinner on BYOB. That's ultimately what that new enrollment, that new person is definitely going to receive. Now, when I look at this right here, once again, you must be directly enrolled with the BYOB movement. This is a member benefit. This is strictly for our BYOB members. This is a member benefit. And you redeem the certificate in 30 days and pay a redemption fee. So I want to be very, very clear on how these certificates work. You must redeem within the 30 days. You must redeem within 30 days. And there is a small redemption fee. And you have 2 years to use the certificate. So once you, after after you get enrolled or obtain your PIP or point count. Now, I don't want a mixed account. We don't want a mixed account because we are focused on perfect practice makes perfect. What do we always talk about? It needs to be in different accounts. Okay, and we want to make sure your perfect practice makes perfect. So it's not 300 pips and 300 points. It's one or the other. Now, of course, so you should have 2 separate accounts. So you're going to email proof of enrollment, and actually you'll have 3 because now you do HFX, and of course your crypto. Now those are your bonus checks right now. Crypto is not on here specifically because each cryptocurrency counts differently. So each one counts differently, but I want you to understand, so pips are points. You want to email proof of enrollment, right? So the person who enrolled you, they're going to email proof of the enrollment once those 10 days hit. And then, or you're going to email copies of, you're going to email your trade account where you're showing those 30 days of the consistency and that point count or that pip count. And that email is beyourownbankmovement@gmail.com. All right. beyourownbankmovement@gmail.com. And you want to make sure you send that in. Now, this is just an example of what it's going to look like when you go to redeem it. So let's talk about you already, right? We already made money. We already took advantage. We already, right? We're in profit because if I have 1,000 pips or 1,000 points, we already are in profit. But I mean, look at this. Look at the value. A 4-night luxury resort Mexico getaway. I mean, this is it. So right now I have 30 days to redeem my certificate, right? So this is what it's going to look like when you log in, and you would just go here where it says activate your offer. Okay. This is what it would say. It would literally tell you to go ahead and activate your offer. And then it's going to tell you how it works. So you're going to activate it, okay? You can start planning your trip right away or later. I mean, we already have some on the call right now that is already packing. You're packing. So you got 18,000 restaurants to go to. Yes, absolutely. So you start planning your trip, okay? You're going to work with a live travel agent. So you're not out there trying to figure this out. And so they're going to do your booking confirmation. And then you just get to enjoy your vacation, right? Enjoy your vacation. So look, it's 2 adults. 2 adults. I'm going to pull that up again. 2 adults. You have that 4 to 5 luxury beach resort destinations. Your phone bookings. Look at the different locations you can go. Okay. You have 24 months, 30 days to redeem. You must redeem the certificate. But then you have 2 years to travel. So you don't have to go tomorrow. You have 2 years. And look at what the taxes and fees are. $30 a person a night. So the only thing you're responsible for is the taxes and fees for the hotel. And guess what? No sales presentations. So you notice how when normally you're given something, you have to do those presentations where you sit there all day and they try to close you, right? And that's what they're looking to do. No, you don't have to buy a timeshare. You don't have to do any of that. There is literally no sales presentations. All you do is go enjoy your vacation. That's it. And so if you look at the redemption fee for this one, okay? I just told you on average it's $50 or less, but look at this one. And a 4-night Mexico resort getaway, your redemption that you must do within the 30 days is just $19.95. So that's what the redemption is. So just to kind of reiterate right here, I'm gonna leave this up for a moment, but your BYOB movement. So this is a member benefit for the BYOB movement. You must redeem your certificate in 30 days. I'm going to keep saying that because I want you to understand you must redeem that certificate, and you're going to pay that redemption fee. As you just saw, that one that I just gave you the example of, we're going to Mexico. That one is $19.95. And then you ultimately have 2 years to use the certificate, and the email that you're going to send your proof of enrollment, your PIPs or your point count to is beyourownbankmovement@gmail.com. Beyourownbankmovement@gmail.com. That email is strictly for rewards and benefits. That is what that email is for. So you want to make sure you send it to that email. That is what that email is for, okay? So you want to make sure you send it to that email, and we'll make sure. Now, of course, if it's for an enrollment, we know that you're sending it, right? But you must let us know who it's for. You're sending a screenshot, but we definitely need their email address, right? We want to make sure we get it out to them. So these are the things that must be sent. And so, you know what? I'm just feeling great, right? My birthday was yesterday, national holiday, right? So people making money. We've been talking about $100 days all month. I'm actually, if you've been doing so, you've been consistent, let's take the enrollment, right? We're gonna start today as your day one, but you know, let's take the enrollment. Let's take this back to the month of May, because the month of May represents power. So let's take this. So we're halfway through May, or a little bit over halfway through May, but the month of May represents power, 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 power. So if you enrolled in May, you enrolled anytime this month, you know, we definitely want to get your restaurant certificate over to you. So we definitely want to celebrate you. This is Be Your Own Bank. We like making money and we like having fun, right? Pips and trips all day and twice on Sunday. Pips and trips, pips and trips, pips and trips. But I am excited about this. If you're excited, can I get an 888 in the chat? If you are ready to pack your bags, or you are ready to go, you are ready to let's get it and let's go. You're ready for pips and trips. You are ready. Let us go. Let me get an 888 in the chat. Let's get an 888 in the chat. Oh, look at you guys. You're like right now. You're going right now. Pips and trips and pips and trips. You're going right now. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you know, I definitely have some more information I want to share with you in regards to what we're talking about, but I definitely have to let our visionary chime in. Mr. Rogers.
Wow. Folks, if you're excited for real now, let's be serious. I mean, we're creating an atmosphere and an environment of excellence, and we're talking about just simply rewarding each and every one of you for the work that you're doing, putting you and your family on the other side of money. So if this is really resonating with your heart tonight, I need you to drop another 888, because the number 8 represents new beginning, and we want to crystallize that in the emphasis of three eights. You know, so we're excited about this. But tonight, I get the privilege and the honor to actually salute and celebrate the first recipients of this amazing getaway. And this individual had the opportunity. She's been a part of the movement for about 5 or 6 months now. She is a restaurant owner. So I don't care who you are, no matter what your time schedule may be, you know, this is for everyone. And this individual, in the last 7 days, ladies and gentlemen, in the last 7 days, has had the privilege of, on the Nas 100. That's what she trades. And this is the power behind the strategy. No matter what asset you decide to take advantage of, it works on every aspect of the market. But I'm just humbled to know, and just grateful to know that she took the voyage, harnessed in on a skill set, stayed committed, stayed plugged in. And in the last 7 days alone, had the opportunity to eclipse well over 4,000 points on the NAS. So she's actually the first recipient of our Mexico resort getaway. And I like to give a salute to our business partner, Ms. Cheryl Mohammed. And Ms. Mohammed, I know I'm throwing you on the spot, but you have to unmute your mic and just tell this group, this family, what does it mean to you and how excited you are. Most importantly, what you've already put the work in, but even as a business owner, as a mother, an amazing restaurant in Claremont, some of the best burgers in that region of the country. So Ms. Mohammed, please unmute your mic and just share with the group how excited you are about what you've been able to accomplish since you've been part of the movement.
Oh my goodness, I am so excited. Thank you so much, Mr. Rogers, Ms. Dyer, Dr. Bythewood. This is awesome. Thank you guys for pouring into us. You know, it's just been dedication, plugging in, persistence, mindset. I set a goal and I did it. Just it's absolutely amazing. I encourage everyone to just keep plugging in, keep plugging in, keep plugging in. Set your mind to it, set your goals, and it's going to be done. It's easy. The hardest thing, I think, is getting your mindset. The easiest thing is making the money. So thank you so much again.
Wow, folks, you've heard it from it. Once again, an individual who understands, just like many of you, and I'm just simply helping you understand that when your finances become a priority, then you're going to make the necessary adjustments to plug in to do what's most important and value. And ladies and gentlemen, for me, having the privilege to be able to be her personal coach and mentor from a personal development standpoint, and conversations that we've had as early as last week, and to see what she's been able to accomplish over the last 7 days is just simply amazing. So once again, we surrender to you. And I told you, folks, our purpose, our responsibility is to help each and every one of you eclipse the personal success that we as a mastermind group have been able to accomplish. And knowing that the vision is real, it's authentic, and individuals just like yourself. And you've just heard from one, our very own Cheryl Mohammed, 9 months ago, had no idea. But now, because she's been consistent and what we've laid the foundation, she's now able to enjoy the fruits of her personal labor. So I just want to salute you once again, Ms. Mohammed. Thank you for allowing us to serve you and your family. So back to you, Ms. Dyer.
Wow, I'm just amazed because of what she just said. Not amazed to the point of not knowing, or not amazed from that perspective, because that's definitely what we share with you all the time, right? That's what we talk to you about. Be consistent, right? Be consistent. And that's what we're always saying. And so let me just tell you, congratulations as well, because the reality is, when you said the mindset, your mindset, and that's what we talk about all the time. And that's why we do these affirmations. That's why we walk in this energy. That's why we walk the way that we do, because it is the mindset. And what she said is not difficult. It's not hard, but it was so easy to get the money. Once the mindset was there, it was easy to get the money. And that is your takeaway. I just want you all to understand that is your takeaway. Get your mindset right. Get your mind right. And it's easy to get the money. It's so easy to get the money. Now, let's talk about the money. We're going to get into some training, but let's talk about the money for just a moment. There was because let me just get it up here first, and then we'll talk about that. So this compounding sheet, right? This compounding spreadsheet was definitely something that was discussed on Tuesdays on our BYOB Basics. And what I want to do, because we've been talking about $100 days, because we've been talking about you obtaining those $100 days, because individuals have been receiving that, what I want to do tonight is actually show you how to work the spreadsheet, right? It was a screenshot that was on there, and it really does a good job of helping you understand exactly what's out there and exactly what is available for you. But now let's talk about the profit, right? Let's talk about the easy part. And so you heard Ms. Muhammad. I mean, literally the easy part was getting the money. And so let's talk about the easy part for just a moment. So right here, okay, we have and that's not what so I don't know what happened there, but we have we have our compounding sheet where you literally can go in and you can put that balance in there. So whatever you start your account with, are you starting your account with $100? Are you starting with $500? Are you starting with $1,000? What are you going to start your trade account with? And so even when you're in your demo account, okay, when you're in that demo account, what I want you all to understand in that demo account, I know the demos, right? You want to demo with your broker, and some brokers allow you to pick how much you want to start with, but then some of them, I think it's like $3,000 minimum. Some of them is a $10,000, depending on your broker. But you still have to have your mindset wrapped around the fact that what you're doing, right? Your mindset wrapped around the fact that what you're looking for and what you're doing is how you will actually trade. So I know it's so tempting. And so, right, remember, mindset is key. How you practice is how you're going to play. How you practice is how you're going to play. And we want to make sure that you are properly leveraging your account. And so as we grow, right, $100 a day is very doable and it's so easy, but I want you focused on the skill set. We want you focused on the skill set because you want to always have proper risk management. And we talk about it all the time. It doesn't matter how you trade. As far as if you're a scalper, an intraday, a swing trader, because you can still walk away with the same profit. And so when you come here, all right, you have your balance that you want to start with. So I can change this to $100. Let's change this to $100. So we're not going to start with $100 though, right? So we can start with $100. And then of course you have a 3% growth. 2 to 3% growth is about average. You know, if you have a 5% growth, I've even seen some people with a 10% growth. But if you have that, then that means you're more of a risk taker. You're more aggressive. Okay. But on average, the, individuals that do 2 to 3% growth. So I'm not going to tell you what to do your growth at, how to do it, but you're going to make that decision for yourself. So you want to make sure that you come in and you identify the growth you want. And so I'm going to change this back to $500. I'm going to leave it at $500 because that's somewhere also that's around average that people start trading with. $300, $500, for example. So we're going to stay at $500. Okay. We're going to work with the average numbers and what people averagely do, typically do. So $500, 3%. Okay, now understand you can start with whatever you want, whatever your broker allows, but I just want you to understand the power of compounding. Now, compounding. We talk about it all the time. Compounding. And remember, even when we were talking about those $100 days, we're talking about getting those $100. What were we also talking about? The consistency, building that rapport, building that relationship with the market, building the consistency that you're looking for. Those are all of the things that we're actually talking about. So now as we look at this, you can see that right here, we're focused on 10 pips. Right here, we're focused on, the up to 73 and then up to like almost 100 pips right here. So of course you have your scalpers, you have your intraday, and you have your swing traders. Okay. Now this is where they, on this chart, what we've identified is a stop loss, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30. I've seen some people use a 50 pip stop loss. I've seen a 30 pip stop loss, but the beauty of the Byob cash out strategy is the market tells you where the stop loss is. And you're typically in a better position than this average that's on this chart. But one thing I want to highlight and I want to iterate is compounding. Our growth, you see it says growth. Our growth is at 3%. We've identified we want to grow by 3%. But when you make that decision of how much you want to grow, make sure you understand it's always determined by how much you're willing to lose, because we don't put our money at risk. So if you have to trade a 0.01 until you build that thing up, then that's what you do. It's always at what you're willing to lose. So you understand that, you always have to understand that. So now let's talk about this growth, because when you do that and you get our minds wrapped around that, before we talk about this growth, when you do that and you get your mind wrapped around that, then ultimately what's going to happen is you're going to understand that I'm growing at this percentage. My account is growing, but you can manage that 8%. Now, granted, we have individuals that are trading at 98%, 100%. Miss Muhammad, I already know she's definitely tapping around that 100% accuracy, but that's because that skill set development, that's because, you take the time, and perfect practice makes perfect. And that's definitely what we want you guys to understand, right? That's definitely where we need you. So here we have it. Okay. When you look at this, so let's see. So I'm going to stay in this chart for a minute because this is the foundation. So I'm going to stay right here with my 10 pips because this is the foundation of where you begin to trade. Okay, this is the foundation. So if you look, what happens is at a 3% growth off of my $500, my lot size is a 0.15. All right. That means on those 10 pips, now remember, this is averages. This does not include a broker fee, a broker spread. This does not include any of that. Okay. So you're averaging, this is a roundabout. So, you know, and then each currency pair can be a little bit different as well. But this is still a very good average of what you're going to receive. You're going to receive $15 on your profit. Okay. Your profit goal is your profit on, that's why it says profit goal and not just profit. So your profit goal is $15. Your growth so that's your growth. So $500 at the 3%, your earnings are $15. So now your account balance is at $515. So we just put 10 pips in our bag for our 600 pip club, right? That's what we just did. So now when I do my next trade, then now I'm at $530. So you see that these are trades. So you can remember how I told you can do one trade a day, or you can do 30 trades a day. It's completely up to you. You don't have to trade every day, and you don't have to not trade every day. So it's going to be completely up to you. But what happens at the end, okay? I took $500 at the end of 125 successful trades. I now have $20,000, over $20,000. That's what we brought home. So if, you know, I start this at 1,000, right? I start this at 1,000. Now I'm gonna stay at my 3% because, right, that's average. So basically what happens is you're compounding. And so at the end of that, then now I have $40,000. So what happened? I just put more money in there. And so you can definitely see, so it's just how do you grow your account? So $100, you know, you take $100 and that $100 is now $4,000. So this is really how you're going to grow. And we did this with 10 pips cash out, 10 pips cash out, 10 pips. But do you understand how the lot size changes? So your lot size changes. And then for those of you all who want to do the longer trades, this is another reason why this is our foundation, right? This is another reason why it's the foundation, because you're not trading longer trades. You're only doing 10 pips and cash out. You're not doing anything else right now if you start with $100, because you have to build your account up. And the reason I'm showing you this one, because if you're on indices, if you're trading indices, you should at least have about $1,000 in your account. Up until $1,000 is at a 0.01. If you're doing indices, your lot size for every $1,000 should be around a 0.01. So I don't need a chart for that. That's just knowledge base. We never want to over leverage our account. Okay. We never want to over leverage. So your account. Now understand, no, I could tell you 50, that's a 0.01. You should be around there. So this says 0.02, but that's also at a 3% growth. So, and understand, you can adjust those lot size numbers, okay? You can adjust those lot size numbers to where you adjust it down a little bit, or, you know, don't adjust it up. But let's say we're talking about your risk reward ratio. So if it says a 0.10 and you want to do a 0.05, guess what? Fantastic. Do it, because we want the consistency, and that's what's going to build your wealth. Okay, we're talking about building wealth. And now this is for Forex. This is not for crypto. This is not for indices. This is for Forex. Okay. This is for Forex. You have to understand how those cryptos move in order to trade cryptos. Like we've been trading Dogecoin, right? You notice that movement has a little S&P type feel to it, or, you know, I mean, a little NAS feel to it. So you want to understand, you need to properly leverage, right? You want to properly leverage. So any questions, comments, or testimonies, just based on what we're talking about before I pull this chart up? Questions, comments, testimonies. Any questions, comments, or testimonies? Just drop it in the chat. Questions, comments, testimonies, drop it in the chat. All right, so I know I have a delay. Okay, I'm trying to type. So you notice this always changes. And look at my lot size if I'm doing intraday. Now this thing compounding, I'm gonna tell you how real this compounding is, how serious this compounding is. Compounding, 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 compounding. So Compounding, 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 compounding. We compound out every day, guys. We compound out every single day. That's what we do. We compound out every single day. And understanding that we compound out every day. If you have a mortgage, if you have a car note, if you have anything, then you understand that you're compounding out. And we in life just accept that, you know, that's the norm. That's just how things work. I know that I'm not paying that sticker price. Okay. We know that. But the reality is that we must, the reality is we must understand, you know, let's make this make sense. If I compound out, but I only do linear income in, at what point will I ever live the life I desire or the life of my dreams? At what point will that ever happen? At what point will I ever live life on my terms? No. So there is no such thing as a minimum wage. Let's just make this real. A minimum wage increase. Minimum wage was $3.85 when I started working. And now people are fighting for $15 an hour, which is still only 25 cents a minute. But that means the cost of goods and services are going to go up. That means, you know, what we bought a car for when I was making $3.85 is not what it costs today. Gas is not the same as it was then. So when we understand that that's not going to generate, because we're still doing linear income in, and we're compounding out, and we're compounding out at greater. And when you don't understand money, then you compound out at an even higher percentage. So let's make it make sense. Let's compound in. Let's bring the money home. Let's build wealth and live life on our terms and really shift the narrative and change some legacies. And let's change the narrative in some families. Now, let me show you where you find this. This is our website, beyourownbankmovement.com, okay? We want to show you exactly where to find this. And so you come here and you go under files, okay? So each one of these, right? We have our home, we have our BYOB opportunity, we have the becoming a bank. Everybody should be very familiar. But when I click files, okay? Files, you're going to see your required reading. Your required reading. Everybody should have a copy of the book, Be Your Own Bank, Hidden in Plain Sight. Everybody should have a copy. Come to the website and get your copy, all right? But this is where your downloads are. This is where your downloads. You want to come here and you want to get your downloads. So this is where you find that compounding chart, that compounding sheet. And even there's a HFX options, right? There's a compounding sheet for here as well. Are we doing any cryptocurrency trades yet? Absolutely, we are. Are you on a 5 o'clock call? Do you get up on a 5 a.m. call? Because we go over them every morning. We go over our cryptocurrency every single morning. We do. So all you have to do is get on that 5 a.m. call. That's what we do it. You have to get up when the market's up. All right. So let's talk, because let's talk about the BYOB cash out strategy. And what I'm going to do is, for the sake of time, because we had to talk about our member benefits, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the strategy. And then after I walk you through the strategy, I want to help you with some top-down analysis, and we're going to continue this next week on not just on Thursday. We'll go deeper on Thursday, but we're going to do this on a 5 a.m. call as well. So we'll kind of analyze this while we mark up charts and everything else. So, well, welcome. So the 5 a.m. call is what you say, are we doing it yet? So they kind of gave some implementation, or you know what I'm trying to say, kind of gave a feeling that you already have been on the calls. So, that's what that yet is. So, but welcome. All right, so let's talk strategy. And then look at how this moved up. So welcome. Look at how this moved up. We talked about that this morning. And so I definitely want to help you guys understand this whole top-down analysis, but let's talk about the strategy first. Now, as I'm here, okay, BYOB cash out strategy has 3 indicators. 3 indicators. So what they are is the blue line cross over the red and a downward momentum. I have a red candle with my Kikanashi candles are going to be red or green. I mean, in this situation, we're going to analyze this since we're here looking for a sell. I have a red candle with a flat top and my PSAR, and this is our arrow. So this is actually what we analyzed this morning. So I kind of want to go over this. Now you guys should really have a complete understanding of how this 15-minute chart. Why do we start here? Well, I just showed you on the compounding sheet why. You can trade on any time frame. You can trade on, right? We can trade on any time frame. We can trade except we don't trade on the one. We have to be able to do Confluence. But, and it's also going to be dependent on what you're trading, but I must understand the big picture of the market. But you just saw it should even be on the hour based on where I am with my account balance. And so this allows anyone, that new person, whoever it is, to grab your 10 pips and cash out, okay? Do your 10 pips and cash out, all right? Now, blue line cross over the red in a downward momentum. It's always going to be around that 20, around that 80. Blue line cross over the red in a downward momentum around the 80. And then we look at the red candle. I'm looking for my Hikanashi candle with a flat top, my PSAR, which is my dot, which is my parabolic stop and reversal, that actually, that crossover is at the top. So now I have the crossover and cross down. I have a red candle with a flat top, and I have a PSAR flip, okay? That's what I have. So now I need to do what's called time frame confluence, okay? Time frame confluence. And that works with a factor of 4, 5, or 6. So with my time frame confluence, I want to go up to my hour. When I go up to my hour, all right, this needs to look like it's going into a sell. We discussed this morning. My stochastic, let's make it look like it did this morning. Look at my stochastic. My stochastic is in a buy, okay? My stochastic is in a buy. My stochastic, yes, I'm turning red here, but my stochastic is in a buy. Now, you've heard me mention several times that for GBP, you can drop down to the 30. However, there has to be something. There must be something that is telling me, there must be something that's showing me, that gives me indication that I can drop down to the 30. In this case, that is not the case, okay? That's not the case, because my stochastic is straight up in the air, okay? My stochastic is pointed up, which is a leading indicator. So, you know, of course, we would typically check our 5-minute, right? But, you know, had we been going downwards in a sell, but you can see that's it. We didn't need to, but I just want to show you for the sake of training. All right. Now, so as we look at this, and they had some triggers prior to the call, but let me just focus on this. So now when we were looking at this, and we were looking at a continuation this morning while we were on the call, you know, let's talk our top-down analysis. Because if you take any further trades, then there has to be something that's giving you indication that I can take that. Now, as I'm here on my hour, right, you can see my stochastic is in that upward momentum. When I come up here on my 4-hour, what we notice is that my 4-hour was also gearing up for a buy. So granted, what we did analyze and what we did look at, because down on that lower time frame, things were looking as if we could have took a sell. But you still have to pay attention to that higher time frame. And so that's ultimately why we put this box right here. And so I wanted to use this example, because this example is actually what transpired and why we didn't take the sell, because we have to be mindful of what the market does. So understand that our growth and our skill set development is going to happen in phases. First, you're going to be able to understand the strategy, right? You're going to be able to understand the BYOB cash out. We even got down to, I believe, like the 5-minute. And when we got down to the 5-minute, when we got down to the 5-minute, what we saw was actually looking like things were still lining up for a sell, right? When we were down there. And okay, I keep moving somebody. All right, so things were actually looking like we were looking for a sell, and things were beginning to line up for a sell, but we had to pay attention to these zones. And so that's why our focus right now is on our top-down analysis and helping you guys understand, because we want you to receive these certificates. We want you to redeem these rewards. We want you to have those trade accounts. We want more testimonies, you know, just like what we just was shared about Miss Muhammad. We want more testimonies. She is the first one, but she should not be the only one. Okay. So we want these things to happen. And so that means that we're going to spend a little bit more time talking about this top-down analysis. We're going to spend a lot more time helping you guys understand the strategy, how it moves. But then, you know, here we go. Why did I not take this sell? Why would I need it to wait until it bypasses this area? You know, how did I know that this is where the trade was going to go? How do I use these alerts here off of this higher time frame. As I look at what, even 2 hours ago, how do I come in here and use these calls, these alerts from my higher time frame? How do I do those things? How do those things happen? And so that's what I mean about a top-down analysis, because we must understand the big picture of the market. So yes, you just got started this week. Guess what? Let's maximize and let's get into the academy. Let's build your skill set. Let's develop that mindset. Let's start there. But then, of course, understand your 10 pips and cash out. Build your confidence. Start building your trade account. Start building these things. But also, we should always be evolving. We should always be transforming. We should always be growing. We should always be moving. And this is what we're doing, because we are developing a relationship with this market. So it might have been your first date tonight with the market and with this call. So welcome. It's just treat it like a date. This is not difficult. It's just different. When you go out on a date with somebody for the very first time, you're building a relationship. When I go on a date with somebody, when you go on a date with somebody for the very, very first time, it's awkward. You don't know them. They don't know you. You don't even, you want another date, but I need to get to know your habits. I need to know what moves you. I need to know what you like, what you don't like, right? You're building relationships. You're building a relationship with this market. And guess what happens the second date? You understand it just a little bit more. You understand that person's personality just a little bit more. You talk on the phone a few times. That's your academy. I'm in the academy. I'm talking to you on the phone. I'm understanding. Oh, you're not a morning person. You're not a night person. What session do you want to trade in? Do I want to trade in the London session, or do I want to trade in the Asian session? What type of personality do you have? So that's how you're building. That's how you have to see this. That's how you have to see it. Where are the boundaries? Everybody has boundaries. Where are your boundaries? So here are my boundaries. These are my boundaries. So don't test me. Don't push me outside of my boundary. Don't push me outside of my boundary. And if you push a person outside of their boundary, how do they react? They don't like it. It never works out in your favor. If I'm still trying to buy outside of the boundary, it's not going to work out in your favor. So we need to understand this relationship that you're building. What is the relationship that I have with this? I'm in a relationship with GBP USD right now. I'm in a relationship with USD 30, right? I'm in a relationship. So I have to understand the relationship and how that person moves. Because think about it, we have more than one child. So the way GBP USD reacts is not the same way USD is. So, but does it make it different or wrong? No, it's just personal preference. How my daughter is completely different than how my son is. Right? They are two completely different people. If you understand these markets, she might be GBP and he might be an AUD, right? So just understand, but they're all going to get you to the destination. And so you're building a relationship. And so what we're going to do, I just walk you through the strategy, help you see a little bit of why we didn't take this trade, but I'm going to implement this. So be up and on the Monday morning call at 5 a.m. We'll do our setups. We'll talk about what's happening in the market, but we're going to analyze. We're going to be analyzing from the higher time frames. We're going to use the alerts from the higher time frames. We're going to analyze and mark up some charts. So that's what you should be prepared for all next week is our top-down analysis. We're going to take because last Thursday, we went a little bit deeper. I talked big picture, was definitely going to, kind of wanted to hit on some of this tonight, but you guys understanding the rewards, the benefits is so much, it's just so very important. We're setting the stage, setting the tone. And then of course, we're going to play it forward. We're going to press forward, and we're going to put you all in a position to where we're going to show you, instead of just training on it for 1 hour, we're going to do it for 4 days straight next week, where we're going to be in the market doing our top-down analysis and helping you see the market as we analyze it in the mornings. Any questions, comments, or testimonies? Questions, comments, or testimonies? Before we transition this call, questions, comments, testimonies. All right, so no questions, no comments, no testimonies. Awesome, awesome. Well, guys.